record it. So to get to the URL shortener, I'll make it incredibly easy at first. I'm literally just going to show you where it's at. So like everything in Mac Center, we're actually going to go to remax.net and sign in. And I'll even just do it from, I'm actually going to do it from blank just so everybody can see what it looks like. So I'll go to remax.net, sign in. And reminder, it's always going to be your remax.net email that's signing into you. And then from here, so Lauren and Jess, I know since I've talked with you guys so much recently that you've heard this a couple of times, but Monique, this is something I've been kind of trying to reiterate to people.
Okay.
And that's that everything on the left-hand side right here in Mac Center and up on the top are all just shortcuts that correspond to your apps. So they've tried to make it so that it's kind of easy to get to some of these things, even though they don't tell you any of that. Because Remax and KV Core are terrible at telling you when they change or update things. So all of these buttons right here are actually just going to go to something in your apps. So I can click on apps and tools right here, and I can scroll down and find the URL shortener wherever it's at. It's going to look like this. It'll say URL shortener, shorten links, create QR codes, track views, and then view the analytics. But instead of having to do that every time, I can actually just click the second button from the bottom right there and it'll take me to it. And usually I would recommend saving whatever program or app we're in as a favorite so that you can go to it later. This is one of the few ones that is actually just a part of Mac Center. So you don't necessarily need to save a spot for this because anytime you come into Mac Center, you can just easily access it right here. So this is what it's going to look like when you have many of them going. As you can see, I've done a couple of them throughout the years. Mine are always just kind of weird brokerage things that we need, like potluck signups and stuff like that, or some type of a registration. Yours are going to look a little bit different as they're all going to be things that are very dependent on your actual business. So you're going to use it for things like the AVM, is actually probably the most popular one. And that's the one that Nate also has his for. So the AVM is your automated valuation machine, I believe is what it is. It's your sell page on your website. So when people put in their address, it's going to give you the automated valuation. And that's probably going to be the main one that I'm going to use right now for the demonstration because it's a very popular one. And one of the best parts about using these shortened links is it's really good to leave things more or less forever. I can look back here and I can see that I've got stuff going all the way back to 2022. I don't use all these things too terribly often because there are a lot of brokerage stuff, but I can even try to see some of the analytics and some of this. See, goes a little bit too far back, but any of our newer ones, I can actually look at the analytics for and everything. But see, I can see that people have been clicking it. I can see when they clicked it, where at, and which websites they're directing to. So again, we'll look at that more in a second, but first, I'm actually going to get something to put into the URL shortener. And the URL is this line at the top of your browser. So anytime you go into any of the browsers, Chrome, Mozilla, or any of that stuff, their URL is the actual website that we're seeing at the top. So it's Alex's website or Lauren's website or Monique's website, any of that. Once we actually go to it, the address that it gives us at the top is your URL. So I'm going to use KV Core to get what I need. Because like I said, the AVM page is a very popular one. So I'm actually going to create a shortened link to it, download the QR code, and then I'm going to put the QR code in my signature. And then I'm also going to put the QR code in to a template that I'm probably going to build out real quick. That way we can see what it looks like. Or I can actually just show you one that I've already done as well. And again, if I'm going too fast at any point, feel free to chime in. It's just us. We all know each other. Cool. So here, as always, mine's going to look a little bit different because I can see everybody's stuff. And everybody just in a sense that like I can see people viewing listings, I can see people getting leads and stuff like that. I can't see into anybody's databases. I can't access anybody's anything. It's just all analytics stuff. So to access my website, I'm going to go up onto the top right and click my name. And then my website's actually going to be the third one down. I'm even going to make my mouse a little bit bigger so you guys can see. I meant to do that before. I apologize. There we go. That should be a little bit. Now you guys should be able to see where I'm clicking. All right. So here's what my website looks like. And they have just released some new templates. So if you guys ever want to update some of your website and the look of it, they made it way easier too. You can kind of just click a couple buttons now, and they've got a whole bunch of nice new customization options. So this is what mine looks like now. Your guys as always are going to be a lot more filled out because I just use mine more or less for teaching stuff. Sometimes my stuff looks really crazy because I constantly just do um, examples on things. But over here, we can either click more options or the sell button. I'm actually going to click the sell button up on the top. And I can see that it puts an Alex Timmons, so it's keeping it on my website. And that's important. We don't want to be sending anybody to anyone else's stuff. And then it's got this pop-up right here. This is the pop-up where you can control these settings in all of your various settings for your website. So this is going to tell you what you need from them to sign up for things. And then you can also do various click settings. So I know some people wonder how many things they can click on in their website. That's in your general settings that you can choose that type of stuff. But for right here, I'm going to click up at the top and I'm going to highlight this URL right here. And then I'm going to click back over here to Max Center. And I'm going to click the URL shortener again on the left-hand side right there. From there, up on the top right is a big blue create link button. And I can search through them as well once I've created a lot. But I'm going to go ahead and hit that create link. And then my two options are the name, which is very important because the name is actually referring to all these on the left-hand side. So I've helped some agents recently that used this a lot in the past, but have not in a few years and did not title any of their stuff. So that they got in here and I saw that they have around 20 or 30 different codes and everything already made. They do not know what they are made for. So they had to go through and click on each and every single one and see what it was actually pointing to. So when you create your link, please make sure that you're naming it, but it can be whatever is going to tell you what it is because this is only going to be visible to you. So I'll paste in my link right here. And you can do that by hitting control and or right click and paste. For hotkeys, I want to say it's Command V to paste on Apple or Control V if you're not on Apple. So that'll just kind of make it faster if you like. And then I'm going to name it. I already used AVM because I've done this a couple of times. So I'm going to do home valuation. And then I'm actually going to parentheses and put website so that I know it's my website and not a different home valuation, something like a home bot or one of the various other programs that you can use for it. And then I'm going to hit create. And then right there, I can see it pop up already. It tells me the day it's created. It tells me where it's actually going. So I can see the original link if I ever need it. And then it creates the shortened link for me. I can click it right away, make sure that it's opening up and it's looking correct. Looks perfect. So I'm going to keep it as it is. So the next thing that I'm going to want to do, and this is really good. I've mentioned last time that these are great for forever links. So this is actually my favorite part of this little program shortcut. When you go into here and click the edit button on the right-hand side, you're actually able to change the shortened link that it made. So here's where you can do home worth or home value, something like that. And I'll hit save. And if it's already taken, it's going to tell you down at the bottom. So down here, it says this slug is already in use. Choose another slug. Slug is just the name for the end of the the link, but I can see a bunch of suggestions that it gives me. Some of these are great. Homeworth 2023, perfect. I have no reason not to use that, especially since the end of the year is almost coming up and that's about to be worthless. So I'm actually going to copy that, put it right there, and then put Homeworth 2023 and hit save. And there we go. Oh, what? Ooh, it told me I could do it and then it didn't let me. I'm just going to put Timmons then. Nobody does that. Save. There we go. So when it takes it, it says the link has been updated. So it'll tell me that the link's been updated. And then from there, I can keep looking and I can now access the QR code. I can see the name of it and how good it looks. And then, like I said, if I click these three dots right here, I can either share it directly and look at the analytics and reporting. If I hit share, it's just kind of a general share button where it's going to want to automatically add it to your LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook. You don't really ever need to use that. We'll just use the link directly. And the main way that we're going to do that is actually just hitting this copy link button right here. So again, from here, now I have a good looking link that I can actually put out into the world. I can put this on posters because it's nice enough that people can look at that and go rem.ax/Homeworth Timmons. And it's absolutely perfect for things like send out cards, flyers, mailers, anything that you're going to be putting in people's doors, all that type of stuff. Anything that's going to live permanently. You should make it look easier and better to remember. And then it just looks nicer than having a bunch of numbers and dots and stuff like that on like a poster. So now I'll actually use both of these. I'm going to go over to KV Core and I'm going to use it in here. This is just going to be one of my first examples. And again, we'll go through a couple of stuff like this. And the first thing that I want to do is I'm going to click on my profile on the top right where it says my name. And then I'm actually going to click on the My Profile button because I'm going to add this to my signature for right now. So for here, you can see it and it looks good. I'm actually going to hit the Edit Profile button. Then as I scroll down, I'm going to see my options for my signature. Let's say I don't mind that. So I'll keep that down there and then I'm going to put it up above here. Then I'm going to click Find Out What My Home Is Worth. Or click here. So now I have a forever link that can live in my email signature. And if you want to with this, I can also get kind of fancy and make it look a little bit better. I'm actually going to delete that link. I'm going to make this big and put click here. Highlight it. And I'm going to click the link button. And I'll put that. I'll hit save. And then now it'll save that there. I'm going to go back over to the URL shortener. I'm going to click on the QR code button. So there's a PNG and an SVG. You guys will almost never use an SVG. I can promise you that right now. It's more for like if you're making a poster and you need really, what's the word? Really professional graphics done. So if you're having a professional poster maker and graphic designer work on it, then you can send them an SVG. Otherwise, I'm just going to recommend you guys always download a PNG of it. That's just a general image file and they're pretty easy to work with and do anything with. And then once I hit save, it's asking me where I'm saving it. So I want to make sure I know where I'm saving it so I can access it later. I'm going to name it Home Valuation Short, just so I know what it's for. And then hit save. I see that it's saved. And then I'm going to click right here. Then I'm going to actually click the image button. I'm going to upload an image, click browse. It's going to take me to the last thing that I was downloading. And here I see my QR code. Got the name, it's everything that I needed for it. I am going to make it a little bit smaller because otherwise it shows up as very big. See, and even that was a little bit bigger than I really prefer. So I'm actually going to grab the side and make it a little smaller. And then now I just have a forever QR code. I can make these maybe look a little bit better. Come in bold. Maybe I'll highlight these and choose a different look for it. There you go. So that looks good. Gonna save it. I'll keep it. Now I have a QR code that's just forever on my email that people can scan. People can go to the link, and then now it's just forever there. I'm actually gonna save that up at the top right here. So you hit the save button. And then now from now on, any correspondence that I send out from here is actually going to have that directly on it. And we've talked about some of the things with some of the marketing stuff that you can send out and some of the various emails and everything that you can do. So this is a perfect way to utilize all that. Again, it's just as taking something that you would usually send a really long URL to and making it a little bit prettier. Another very popular one to do it with is if you set up a search for people. So searches can get pretty long. So if I were to go into the search page right here and set up a really long search for somebody, especially once I start adding like how many days on the website it's been, how the minimum type of houses, and if I'm doing any of this type of stuff like pool, golf course, allows pets. I don't care about pets. Waterfront walking. And once I hit all these filters, I can actually see it make the URL much bigger at the top. And that's the type of thing we've all gotten a link like that. And your first thought is, I don't know what that is, and I don't want to click it. I don't want to touch some spam right now. So it's kind of just a way of making it look like we're not spamming our clients and giving them something that's a little bit more friendly to be touching. So I'll go ahead and go in here. And I'm just going to email somebody out real quick. I can use my signature in it so we can see what it looks like. Then I'm going to hit send email. And again, there's a lot of different ways that you can email people. So again, I can actually go through here and I can add everything like I did to it before. I can add my link that I like. Maybe if it's somebody that I've talked to directly and I want to send them kind of an easy version of it. Hey, I know we have been chatting recently about your house. Figured you might be interested in finding out how much it is worth. Click the link I included to find out. And then we can send it off. Or, as I mentioned before, we've got the advanced editor. I'll click that really quick. And then this is the one that we can actually make it look really pretty. And the advanced editor also, you are able to create actually pre-formatted versions of these that you can just send out whenever you want. So this is where you would make something like a newsletter that you can just forever send out. And then I'll do the same thing. I'll drag some of the components over to it and start writing things out. I have a home valuation for you. Scan the code below to see, or click here. So it'll be the same thing. It'll give me options for putting the link up, and I'll hit that, hit save. I can see that it created a hyperlink. And here, whenever you want to upload a picture, so all I did was I dragged the photo to it, and then I'm going to hit browse. And then I have to actually go into my folder, because if you're on a team or if I were doing things in the brokerage account, I'm actually able to put these up for everybody. So for example, the Juneteenth graphic and the Memorial Day graphic, I've put those in the brokerage folders so that if you guys ever wanted to create a Memorial Day email or a Juneteenth email or a Labor Day email or any of that stuff, you actually have these graphics available to you as well. So from here, I can hit the upload button, or I'm actually just going to drag it over to it. Then I hit that, and then it'll pull it in. Automatically adds it right there. And I'm going to hit insert. And it's just going to insert the big one, but that's okay. Because on the right here, I'm just going to click the auto width button off and then drag that down a little bit, and it'll make it smaller. And I can make it as small or as big as I want. Again, it looks kind of goofy right now, but if I'm adding this to the bottom of a really big built out email, then it's perfect because it can just live there forever. It's going to look like a nice signature, and it's something that people are then able to just grab and either click the link or they can scan it. They can have other people scan it, all that type of stuff. So instead of sending it, I'm going to show you what it looks like on Nate's because Nate actually has a weekly one that he uses that has this link set up and his home value estimate on it. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to hit schedule mass email. And then I can actually look through all the templates that are made. And again, I mentioned before, I think Nate has one. It's a company. But I'm going to really, really quickly, well, actually, what's the best? Oh, I know how to do it. I'm just going to show you the real email. Some of you guys actually might get this. It's Nate's Monday morning message. So here's actually what it looks like as it sends out. So he's got the various links that are forever on his normal signature, but then he actually built this so that it's forever living like this. So all he has to do is go in here and change out the verbiage in the middle. He's got the pictures that are just there forever. And then this section all stays there forever as well, including the button. We can change the buttons out to look at whatever we want. So I'm able to click it and it goes over to his listing and young. But most importantly, I can click here and it'll go immediately to his seller valuation like he likes. Or I can use that QR code. His Monday morning message goes out to his entire database. So he's sending this to 1,000 to 2,000 people. So he's sending his evaluation to roughly 1,000 something people every single week. It's one of those things that you don't necessarily have to always be reminding people of what you do if you are just constantly giving them the options to utilize it in everything that you're talking with them about. So again, this is the type of thing that it's just perfect to be able to live on this type of stuff for forever. Because then everybody knows what Nate does and what you guys do. But now you just have the option to actually use his tools and start using his business without necessarily reaching out to somebody specifically for real estate work. We know that the big thing is trying to get listings and leads and conversions from just people that are just ones that we know, people that are in our everyday that we're trying to talk to. And we don't always necessarily want to come off as trying to be a salesman or trying to get a customer type of thing. This is why this type of stuff is perfect. So anytime you're going to do any type of a send out, you should be making things that can live on it like this. Anytime you're doing a mass email or a newsletter, there's no reason that you can't be utilizing some of these tools on it on a regular basis. Um, Monique, you and I recently were going to use it, or we did use it for the Pi Day that's coming up. So that's a very popular one. Because again, since it's able to live there forever, people love using this for sign up sheets and Google Forms and all that type of stuff. So it's again, instead of sending somebody a normal Google form, to put it in here and just make it look good. In fact, I think I have one. Let's see. There's the Google events, Eventbrite. Anytime we did anything on Eventbrite, we go in here and make it look prettier. But here we go, the potluck. So you guys probably got this sign up sheet for the Arrowhead North Holiday potluck this last year. I just put it into my QR shortener and maker, and I actually used it for everything. So let me see. let's see if we can look at any analytics for it. Again, sometimes once you're heading up on a year out, it's kind of hard to see it. Yeah, so it's no data on it just because we're at a year ago now. But I can still see that it's pulling up correctly. I can see exactly what it's sending it to. And this is the perfect thing that, again, instead of sending them a Google form and all that type of stuff, you can just say, click here or scan this QR code to sign up for my open house. If it's a form to sign up for an open house, for your pie day coming up, it's scan the QR code below to tell me what kind of pie you would like from me for free. And then you can have this all filled out to look at anything like it you would want it to look like. Um, and yeah, it's just a fun kind of useful tool that makes your business look a little bit higher production and a little bit more fancy business, if that makes sense, versus just sending people random codes and random URLs and stuff like that. It just makes it look elevated. You know what I mean? Um, we're all kind of scrappy. Some of us are doing a little bit more DIY than others. So this makes it look a little bit less like that. What do you guys think of it? Have you guys used it all? Like I said, Monique, I know you use it every now and then, but I don't think you've used it in a little bit. Jess, I just showed you it, so I know that you don't necessarily haven't been using it quite yet.
I had a quick question,
Yeah.
Alex.
Mhm.
So I was following along with you and I just copied my website
Mhm.
and then I did a shortened URL for that. But how did you get to the home evaluation section? Because mine just opened up like it opened up like this. I did it on the computer here. I don't know if you can see. It just
Oh
opened up the
yeah.
website. It like took me directly to like the search page. I would want to take it. I want it to be the home worth. So could you show me
Yeah,
like
of course. So I actually just went to your website real quick. So
mm-hmm.
it would be the button up on the top that says sell. So that's kind of the easiest way to do it is just do sell right there.
Oh, click there. Okay.
Yep. So if you click sell now, again, I'm still on your page. I can see moniquereed.remax.com. And then now it just
Okay.
says seller evaluation. So,
Got it.
yep. So then now this is the one that you can copy and then you can put it in and keep using it for stuff.
Okay.
And I see your page looking good. I like your listings.
Yes.
I like your listings. Good job.
Thank you.
Of course. Yeah. So you're off to the races. You just had to find the specific page, but you've got it going. You just click on the page, like I said, then you'll put it into the shortener, and then access and hit create link and all that.
So I
And
already created it and I named it Homeworth, but it's really the website. Can I
mhm.
fix it?
Yeah, just hit that same button that you used to do it, and it'll actually bring up all that info again. So you'll be able to change the slug if you don't like it, and then you can also change the name if you don't like it. Isn't it? It's weird doing stuff on the big TV, huh?
Yeah. So let's see. So click the edit button.
Yeah, so if I'm in your shortener right here, go ahead and click on the pencil on the right-hand side,
Uh-huh.
and then that'll come up, and then you can change the name of the link as well as the actual link
Oh,
title.
okay. So this is actually that is that's the search tool. That's the website. So I guess
I would just change the link name maybe.
okay.
Here, did you want to share your screen real quick?
I'm on the
Oh, okay. I'm on your
I'm on
phone.
like the
I'm on your
office.
phone. Yeah, I'm on your phone, and then you've got your screen on the computer. Cool. That's
Mm-hmm.
fine. Yeah. So I mean, it'll just be you click the pencil on the right-hand side, and then from there you can change the name of it, and then you can also change the shortened link. So let's
Okay.
do Timmons Home Worth 2023. And then it just hit yes, and then it just
I'm just
changes
gonna
it.
do a whole new one because I've
Sure.
confused myself.
It happens. But that's also, like I was saying, that's why it's good when you're actually putting it in to make sure that you're titling it correctly so that you don't come in here in 6 months and see 20 links with no names that all just go to different things.
Okay.
Because that was where I can go down and
So
so
I
I
just
got
changed it to what's my home worth, and then okay, and now I can go in and change the back part of this to say home worth, home
yeah,
or home value, home.
something like that. So again, the name of it is, or as they refer to it as the link. Yeah, the link name is just for us. That's just for
Okay,
you to see. So that's what shows up here on the left-hand side. Nobody else sees this. Hence why I have ones titled not do not use or not in use. Just you can see that was from when I was using or when I was helping you out. So I put some of those specifically just because you can't delete them. So I just don't use them. They'll never be used again. They'll never be touched. I also haven't edited the name of any of them so that I'm not necessarily taking anything away from them.
okay,
Yeah, so you can title it whatever you want that's going to remind you of what it is. And then once it's made, you hit the pencil button on the right hand side. And then from there, you can change the actual link name. And that's the
okay,
one that people will see is the one that says shortened link right there. And again, I'll copy it and kind of just go in and see how it looks. So
okay.
when I put it in, it's just Timmons Homeworth, and then I can actually see it flip. So I can see it flip over. So if I click that, I can actually see it turn into the page that it's supposed to become. So that's it redirecting. So it pushes it and directs it to the correct page. Did you get it to work?
Yes.
Perfect. Good. And then again, for that QR code, you can just hit download. And some of the stuff like if you're really into like records keeping and that type of stuff, if you guys will have so if you have like lots of files and everything, I've seen some of your guys' computers, so I know it's not too bad. So for some of these things, the QR code's never going to go away and it's always going to stay the same one. So if you download it once and then you inevitably lose it in your sea of 1,000 downloads that you guys have, you could just download it again. So it won't be one of those things that you have to worry about, like, oh, I lost that QR code or any of that type of stuff. It'll live in here forever and you can download it as many times as you want. And I'm glad that made you laugh. I've seen all three of your guys' computers, so I know what they're like. It's got to be a realtor thing. You guys are so busy with everything that you're just like, just save. Cool. Any other questions? What are Jess and Lauren? Do you mind chiming in? What are you thinking? How do you feel? Again, I know that this was kind of we spent a lot on just like one single subject, but you can do a lot of stuff with this. So this part isn't that bad once you actually get everything into here. And it's really a matter of think of once you get a link created, you're like, wow, okay, what can I do with this now? Because there's so many things I can do with it.
Yeah, I really like it. I think I'm gonna play with it and put it. You can put it on your social media link.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You can put
Okay.
it. So that's exactly right. So this is the type of thing that I would copy this and then I might go into, let's say Facebook, and I'll go onto my terrible personal Facebook that if you guys ever find it, don't bother adding it because it's not me. It's just a shell account. I don't use Facebook at all. I have to have one in order to admin our accounts. So if you ever find me on Facebook, it's not me. Um, but yeah, so then I might go in here. I'll click on my profile. Yeah, see, it's not even my name. It says my name is Albert Bernstein. So
You
I'll
really
go
don't
in
want to be
here.
found.
I don't like Facebook. I don't even know who that is. Okay, good. It's just random stuff. Um, but then I might go in here and I'll hit add bio. This is the type of thing that it would be perfect in your bio. So I can be like, I am a realtor. To see more or learn what your house is worth, look here. Then I can delete some of these anytime. you're pasting all this, it's going to automatically put the HTTPS / / and all that stuff. You do not
Mhm.
need that. So for
Oh,
you guys, when you guys are making like posters and things like that, feel absolutely free to delete that beginning part, because if I go over here and I actually put it in and I delete those first forward slashes, but all of the rest of it is the same, it's just going to automatically add everything that needs to be added.
okay, that's good
It's
to know.
very, yeah, it's very similar to, you don't really need to put www dot nowadays when you go to places. Remember when we used to have to, like, back in the day, you'd be like www.fandango.com.
Yeah,
Yeah, you don't have to do that anymore. So like now you can just do fandango.com and then it'll just redirect it. And it's the same for that beginning part to the shortener.
okay,
So I could put it in here and then I can hit save and it'll just keep it up on right here. Ta-da. And then now that'll just live there forever.
nice, okay.
Yeah. Jess, you've been busy with your Instagrams. This is the perfect thing to have on your Instagram. You can absolutely have that right in the bio right there. You can create the link in bio, that type of stuff. On, like I said, on Facebook, you can put it on everything.
Yeah, I think I will do that. So I'm gonna try to do something where I make for the pie event. I'm gonna make something. So
Nice.
this is very helpful.
Yeah, this is really, really used a lot for the pie event. This is, again, this is the type of thing, if you ever want to get lots of people to sign up for something specific that you've like maybe made a potluck or a Google form for or something like that, this is the perfect tool for it, because then it'll just keep the link there. You can look at the link reporting to see how many people have clicked on it. Okay, see, so as of today, I've been clicking on this 3 times. It shows me what country, it shows me where it's directing, all that type of stuff. So yeah, this is very good for things like that specifically. Or if you were having a party or anything like that, if you wanted to invite people to stuff. Nate has used it when he went to like a golf tournament and he wanted a bunch of people at like the golf tournament to sign up for, he was giving away tickets, I think, to the Cardinals or something like that. Um, and he had people at that tournament sign up for it. So he just sent that link to everybody and they just clicked it and they were able to fill out his Google form. So yeah, it's really a helpful tool for stuff like that. It is great for, again, posters and things where it's going to live there forever. I don't know if we've got it. Yeah, so you can't see it on that one, but if I find like any of our other more recent posters for any of our stuff, you guys have probably seen that we've been utilizing it for everything. Um, any of our like big office events, we'll put, oh hey, click the QR code. And actually, if you can see my like downloads that I'm going through right now, I just have QR codes everywhere, because people will genuinely just send me something and be like, hey, can I have a QR code for this? Yeah, okay.
Is it possible to hyperlink a QR code? Like to
Oh, to
have,
where like people are able to click it?
yeah,
Oh, it should be if you're in like here. So let me go ahead and I'll just look at one. Let me see. I'm going to do the advanced editor. So yeah. So it's going to depend on the program, because
okay,
programs are going to read it whether or not if they're a picture. So if it knows that it's a picture, then it should be able to, yes. So
okay.
if I do this, and again, I'm just in KB Core doing a mass email right now. So I'll click on this and I'll hit insert. Actually, I know exactly what you're thinking, and this is a fantastic workaround and idea, because the idea is, right, if they are on their phone and not able to scan it, then if they
Mhm.
click it, it takes them to the same thing. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, that's exactly.
That's very, very smart. Good job.
Okay.
So for the same thing, then I would take the link, um, because I'm going to want it to go to exactly the same thing. And then I'll copy it. I guess you could just actually save that shortened link that we had. And then in a lot of the settings for it, so see right here, I've got the image highlighted and like I was playing with the size of it, and I can click on like align. So it's center aligned. I can right align and all that type of stuff. But then if I keep going down right here, it actually says action and image URL link. And then I would actually paste it in there, and then you're good. So that saves it automatically. We don't have to like hit save or anything like that. And then the same thing, I can just kind of keep going with stuff. So yeah, you absolutely can do that.
Okay, wonderful.
And
Thank you.
that was a great idea and great workaround too, because that's absolutely something that people run into. It's, oh, how am I going to scan the QR code? It's on my phone.
Yeah.
If you've got a hyperlink, you just click it. Exactly right.
Okay. Yeah.
Cool. You guys are gonna be great. You're fine. I think all three of you are gonna play with this.
I'm
Cool.
excited.
Any other questions? Cool. If not, that was more or less it. I'm surprised that we were actually able to play around with it that long. I was kind of worried it was gonna be too short.
Alex, are you gonna send this recording out?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll send it right to you.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much.
No problem. And then yeah, as always, reach out if you guys need anything. You three are awesome. I love all three of you. So it's fun that you guys popped in. Because you were like three of
Yay.
my favorites. So that was cool. Cool. As always, reach out if you need anything. I'll talk to you guys later. You'll probably be hearing from me at some point. And I
Thank
will,
you
Thank you
so
so
much.
much.
no problem. And I will
Thanks,
send this
Alex.
recording to everybody. Have a good
Thank
day,
you.
everyone.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.